it's crazy, but you know, you'll hear about it because I'm really going to address this issue once and for all, and I'm going to get detailed about it.
Lil Kim is finally spilling the tea, and it's wild. She's now revealing that Diddy was the mastermind behind the chaos that made her life a living nightmare with Biggie. We all thought her relationship with Biggie back in the 90s was this iconic hip-hop love story, even though he was married. Yeah, we were all side-eyeing that. But behind closed doors, she was going through it. From having a gun pulled on her to being choked until she passed out, Lil Kim was in a whole horror show.
We did have a very violent relationship. I'm like, I don't know, I hate that, but like for a while that was like all I attracted was like
guys with an aggressive side.
Yeah, and you know, it is what it is. It was like he was everything, you know what I mean? Like, you know how it is when you're in the industry. It's like the guys can do whatever they want.
Of course.
But you can't do shit.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing.
And even after all that, she stayed loyal to Biggie until his tragic end when he was gunned down in the streets. But now Kim is saying Diddy wasn't just involved in Biggie's death. He played a part in how Biggie treated her too.
What? He was good at manipulating you to get you to do what he wanted you to do?
So let's get into it. Lil Kim and Biggie's messy relationship. Let's get one thing straight. Lil Kim isn't just one of the most influential female rappers. No, no, no. She's hands down one of the most influential rappers, period, male or female. Like, she didn't just break that glass ceiling, she obliterated it for all the ladies who came after her. And the gag? She was holding her own with the biggest names in hip-hop during the 90s. Like, she was right there next to the legends who literally shaped the genre. And one of those legends just happened to be none other than the notorious B.I.G, aka Biggie Smalls. Ooh, y'all know where this is going, right? Not only were they both hip-hop royalty, but their relationship was the talk of the industry and the streets. I mean, everyone knows they had this roller coaster, messy, yet iconic relationship that was all over the place. So let's rewind a bit. Kim's big break? Yep, we gotta thank Biggie for that. The way they met is straight out of a movie. Biggie saw Lil Kim spitting bars in their Brooklyn neighborhood and was instantly like, yep, she's got it. He wasted no time getting her into his crew, Junior MAFIA, and from there, Kim just blew up. Bad Boy Records had her back, and she went from the block to the top. But let's be real, things got real complicated, real fast. Biggie was married to Faith Evans. You know that was messy. But he and Kim still had this intense, undeniable chemistry. Soon enough, they were more than just collaborators. They were lovers. Kim even said in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that Biggie was her friend, lover, everything. I was his biggest fan. She was ride or die for him. She straight up knew she was destined to be the biggest female rapper, and Biggie? He believed it too. She even thought she inspired him to switch things up and go bigger. Like their bond was on some Bonnie and Clyde level. She compared them to Sonny and Cher or Ashford and Simpson. Now here's where it gets even more legendary. Kim and Biggie dropped their debut albums on the same day. Kim called it a double date, and how cute is that? They were the king and queen of East Coast hip-hop. They had Junior MAFIA backing them up like their royal court, and in New York, they were like heroes. But here's the thing, while everyone around them knew what was up, Biggie's wife Faith was clueless. She was over here thinking Lil Kim was just his work buddy. She had no idea about what was really going down behind the scenes. Can you even imagine the shock when she finally found out?
So anyway, you know, but still, when you're not looking for sometimes when you ain't looking for stuff, you just ain't gonna see it. I mean, you know what I mean? I wasn't looking for that to be the case, so I wasn't looking at anything that may have been a clue, because that just was the first thing from my mind.
In her memoir, Faith spills all the tea and reveals that Biggie would straight up treat Kim terribly whenever Faith was around. He'd be yelling at her, threatening to kick her out of Junior MAFIA like it was nothing. And get this, at one point, Faith even overheard Biggie telling Kim she wasn't special and that he could replace her with Foxy Brown. Faith was getting suspicious though, especially when Kim started throwing major shade her way, acting all standoffish for no reason. They didn't even know each other like that, so why the attitude? Faith had a feeling something was up, and boy, was she right.
Book, you know, you said that Biggie actually admitted to you that he was having a relationship with Kim. you know, the whole time, like for years?
After I asked him, but I didn't know anything about them for, this is probably at least a year and a half after, you know, we were together. So I didn't know anything about them. I didn't even think anything about them, to be quite honest.
Now here's where things get really crazy. Faith catches Kim and Biggie in bed together, on Christmas Eve no less. Like, what? Faith didn't hesitate. She went full-on swinging at Kim, landing some punches before she even realized who she was fighting. She wrote in her memoir, "I got to Big's bedroom door, turned the knob, and went inside. As soon as I saw a small lump next to Big's large frame, I flew into a rage, ran over to the side of the bed, and pulled the covers. I grabbed some chick out of the bed and started beating her ass. At some point, the chick's wig came off in my hand. It was a short, cropped wig. I stopped throwing punches for a minute to get a good look at the chick I was beating up. It was Lil Kim, but the drama didn't end there. Nope. Kim was so pissed that she tried to get back at Faith. But that's not all. Kim's road manager said that she had once pulled a gun on Faith and threatened to use it. I mean, it's giving soap opera level chaos. And if you thought it couldn't get any wilder, just wait. It turns out that Biggie wasn't even faithful to Kim. He still had multiple other women on the side. In fact, in her memoir, Faith describes Kim as the other woman, saying, "It seemed pretty sad to settle for that." But despite all of that, Kim went ahead and got pregnant for Biggie. She said in an interview that she knew she had to get rid of it because of her situation with Biggie. "I already knew the kind of relationship Biggie and I had, and I knew having a child was something that couldn't take place." Like, can you imagine how heartbreaking that must have been for her? But it gets worse. Biggie wasn't just emotionally mean to Kim. Nope, it went way beyond that. Jermaine Dupri came through with the jaw-dropping tea, revealing that Biggie actually pulled a gun on Kim. And why? Because she had the audacity to confront him about sleeping with her cousin.
Kim, at this particular point in time, this was the time when Big, I'm thinking he Kim's sister. Right? This is in the music.
Okay, yeah. In the music, okay.
This is in the music. And she found out about it. So she was upset and she came to the studio about this. And Big pulled strap out on her.
On Kim?
Yes.
And to lay the verse? Or just...
She just let her know. Kill her.
Oh my God. Oh, okay, all right.
And Kim, she didn't deny it either, confirming that Biggie really did that.
We did have a very violent relationship. I'm like, I don't know, I hate that, but like for a while that was like all I attracted was like
guys with an aggressive side.
Yeah, and you know, it is what it is. It was like he was everything, you know what I mean? Like, you know how it is when you're in the industry. It's like the guys can do whatever they want,
Of course.
but you can't do shit.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing. Like,
And that was not the only time either that Biggie threatened Kim's life. In another incident, Biggie squeezed Kim's neck until she passed out after she confronted him about bringing women into the studio. That's really sad. But despite everything that Biggie put her through, Kim still seems to have a soft spot for him. Some people think it's a classic case of trauma bonding, you know, when you stay attached to someone who hurt you because of the emotional highs and lows. Others just can't wrap their heads around how she could still care for someone who treated her like absolute dirt. But the plot thickens. Guess who was allegedly in the mix of all this drama? Diddy. That's right, apparently he was around while all of this was going down, making this whole situation even messier. Lil Kim versus Diddy. Alright, so here's the deal. Back in the 90s, Biggie was Diddy's moneymaker, bringing in serious cash for Bad Boy Records. He was like the East Coast version of Tupac, and after Tupac's death, Biggie became the top dog in the rap game. But when Biggie wanted to leave Bad Boy, Diddy wasn't having it. Word on the street is that Diddy didn't want to lose his moneymaker, so there are rumors that he put a hit out on Biggie. Now here's where it gets even crazier. Uncle Ron, who used to be Diddy's bodyguard, came forward saying that Diddy and Jay-Z wanted Biggie dead. He even claimed Diddy offered him $30,000 to take Biggie out. Like what?
I was offered $30,000 to perform a hit on Biggie Smalls. March 1st of 1997, I was approached by Diddy to perform a hit on one of his artists. Finding out that he wanted all the rights to all his catalogs, I turned him down because I also found out that very night that Biggie had plans of leaving Bad Boy.
And if that wasn't enough, another ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, didn't call Diddy out by name, but he made it super clear that he thinks Diddy had something to do with Biggie's murder.
I'm a businessman. I'm about making money. But something gotta change. I don't give a if Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's gotta change. And he took upstairs, he turned around and walked back upstairs. And it didn't dawn on me what he said. And then my man looked at me and Bun was like, yo, that said Big. I said, yo, he sure did. He said, yeah. He said, Big gotta die? He said, yo, he said Big.
Gene was spilling all the tea, saying Biggie was trying to leave Bad Boy and take control of his publishing rights, basically stopping Diddy from taking all his money. According to Gene, Diddy was making big bucks off Biggie's talent while leaving him broke.
Big couldn't even walk, he couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time at LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio Daddy's house? Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this shit, man.
And then there's Lil Kim. Her friendship with Diddy started when she signed with Biggie's label. In a 2011 interview, she talked about the first time she met Diddy and how he didn't think she had what it took to be a rapper. Biggie did bring me to Puffy. He said, she's too pretty to be rapping. Female rappers don't look like her. What am I supposed to do with her? Diddy was so unimpressed with Kim as a rapper that he never signed her to Bad Boy Records, even though her debut album Hardcore went platinum. Can you believe that?
And it's funny because when I first met him, I thought he didn't like me because every time he saw me, he'd lick his tongue at me or he'd make a funny face. But then as the years went by, I saw how much love he had for me. So I love you, Puff, and I'm so happy.
But despite that, they ended up becoming close friends over the years, and Diddy even became her mentor. But don't get it twisted. Things haven't always been all good between them. For a while, people thought their beef was because Diddy started working with Nicki Minaj, Kim's arch rival. But Kim cleared that up real quick. She said it wasn't just about Nicki at all. Nope, she straight up called Diddy disloyal and shady, saying he's hiding the truth about Biggie's murder because it's all about the money with him.
Yeah. We would never, I mean, he's such a hypocrite and he's so contradictive in what he says. Like, you know, one minute he's like, I love her, man, I want to talk to her, I want us to be like it was, and I want us to be brothers and sisters again. And then the next minute he's like, she wasn't his girlfriend. And you know, I mean, I think that's so immature and is so lame just because, you know, I won't, you know, acknowledge you or talk to you. So,
and Kim didn't stop there. She accused Diddy of being a wolf in sheep's clothing, taking advantage of women in the music industry who are just trying to make it big. She even claimed she's seen it happen over and over again with her own eyes. She dropped some serious tea about this one particular incident that'll have you fuming. So, there is this dancer, just trying to live her dream, when Diddy starts creeping on her, like, not just flirting, but full-on harassing her. When she shuts him down, instead of taking the hint, he loses it. According to Kim, Diddy went from calm to completely out of control, throwing around threats and insults like it was nothing. And it gets worse. He even cornered this poor girl backstage, unleashing his anger on her. And it's not just Kim calling him out. Radio personality Miss Jones also spilled some major tea about Diddy, saying that he threatened to put her in a trunk after an interview.
And every time I want you blowing up my house or my car or anything like that. Oh, because I don't. He already threatened to put me in the trunk of a car. What? And it's on tape. You know when we take you back in the room to do commercials? After you do an interview on the radio and we take you in the back? And he didn't know that the tape was running. And if I hadn't heard it, I wouldn't have believed it. And Lil Kim said, leave Jonesy alone. Jonesy don't hurt nobody. Stop, yep. You saved me. You're my hero.
But here's the real kicker. Kim says this isn't some one-time thing. Nope, according to her, this is just how Diddy operates, treating women like they're things he can control and use however he wants. It's a messed up mentality, and Kim isn't afraid to call him out on it. This isn't even the first time she's dragged him. There's this old clip going around where she's spilling all the dirt, saying that when she was locked up, Diddy completely ghosted her. Like, not even a letter or a visit. Nothing.
$2 bill, a penny, a quarter in my commissary. He never wrote me a letter. He didn't try to come.
Kim was straight up heartbroken because she thought they were still tight after Biggie's passing. But nope, Diddy wasn't seeing her as family anymore. And to make things even worse, Diddy started getting all cozy with Kim's arch-rival, Nicki Minaj. So, the whole drama with Nicki started when that up-and-coming rapper threw some shade at Kim on Diddy's song with Dirty Money, Hello Good Morning. Can you believe it? Kim was totally heartbroken that Diddy didn't even step up to defend her. She definitely called him out on that one.
So, Pop, you used to be ashamed of yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to rock with anybody that hard, you should be rocking with you that hard.
This is 50 that cold.
If you're going to rock with anybody that hard, you know what I mean? And you can never make another big family. That's not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
But wait, it gets juicier. Kim felt like Diddy was straight up grooming Nicki to be her replacement. It's like he was using Nicki to overshadow all the hard work Kim had put in over the years. And it gets even messier. So, Diddy thought it would be a brilliant idea to address Kim's reaction in an interview. But instead of smoothing things over, he just poured gasoline on the fire.
Say, I love Lil Kim, man. I love Lil Kim, and I'm sorry that she's mad. I never would have thought by, me working with another artist that she would, take it, the wrong way. But if she's taking it the wrong way, it ain't meant like that, you know what I'm saying?
He basically shrugged off any need for an apology, telling Kim to stop acting crazy. Like, excuse me? He claimed he never thought Kim would have a problem with him working with another artist, but if she was mad, that was on her. Seriously, talk about shifting the blame. And then, get this, he had the audacity to defend Nicki, saying she never did anything to hurt Kim and wasn't trying to copy her style or throw shade.
It's that, Nicki's never did anything to her. Nicki never pay her homage. She ain't trying to swagger jack or say nothing negative about her. And I just think that, Kim, needs to just understand that Nicki as a whole, just has always been respectful of her. And Nicki's not trying to be her. So we riding with Nicki and we still riding with Kim. You know what I'm saying? We love and respect the days that and the history that we've had with Little Kim. And it ain't no beef, but Kim is gonna be an MC. And MCs, when they coming back out, a lot of times they like to talk crazy and do what they do. But at the end of the day, everybody respects, everybody respects Lil Kim.
Lil Kim wasn't about to let that slide. She went full throttle in an interview with Atlanta radio host Ryan Cameron, where she laid it all out, spilling the tea on how Diddy had totally betrayed her. But that's not all. Lil Kim is also not happy about how Diddy portrayed her in the movie about Biggie. She said they made her look like a talentless tag-along who only got famous because of Biggie. Can you imagine seeing a major film drag your name through the dirt? Kim talked about how painful it was to see all her hard work and talent discredited on screen. And here's the kicker. She claims she never even got the chance to tell her side of the story. Instead, Diddy just let that false narrative spread, completely ruining her image and credibility as an artist. What a slap in the face. This betrayal hurt her not just in her career, but personally too. Kim said it took her years to rebuild her confidence and self-worth after Diddy did that to her. But get this, Diddy wasn't just allegedly mistreating women left and right, he was also sabotaging careers out of pure jealousy. When Lil Kim started getting bigger than he could handle, he did everything he could to hold her back. It was like he couldn't stand the thought of a woman outshining him. At one point, Kim even had a chance to work with Michael Jackson, but Diddy ruined it.
I was working on Michael Jackson's album. And he was like, yo, I was playing Queen Bitch for Michael Jackson. And he was like, man, I love how she raps behind the beat and it's so sexy. I was like, he said that? What? He was like, yeah. So I'm telling you that to say, we're trying to get you on the album. Stop. I was like, what? I think my leg is still trying to recover because I fell out the seat. And oh my God. Yeah.
But Kim didn't stay down for long. Oh no. She channeled all that pain and anger into her music, using her lyrics to call out Diddy's shady behavior and demand the respect she deserved. But even after all the fiery disses and public call-outs, Diddy still didn't seem to get it. Kim claims they had a showdown backstage at one of his concerts where she let him have it for betraying her. And now, with all these charges piling up against Diddy, it looks like karma's finally catching up with him. It's about time he faces the music for everything he's done over the years. What do you think about how Diddy treated Lil Kim? Let me know in the comments and subscribe and hit the bell button.